All right, guys, our continued coverage of the Knoxville Nationals is continuing. We've got the prelim nights have been released today, July 30th. We're going to see today who is running on Wednesday night of the Knoxville Nationals. If you're not familiar, if you've never seen the Knoxville Nationals, if you've just gotten into sprint car racing this year, right now there are 108 entries into the 410 Nationals. Split the field in half. One half runs Wednesday next week, one half runs Thursday next week. Like I said, next week. So not this Wednesday and Thursday, but the Wednesday and Thursday coming up in a 1 week from now. And so we have those prelim nights released. They came out today. And we have the Wednesday night portion up on the board here, broken into different categories of drivers, whether they're rookies, whether they've made the show before, made the show last year, if they belong to a certain faction or racing series. And we've got that on the board right now, and I wanted to take a look at this and break it down. And then after we go through the Thursday portion, which will probably be tomorrow, then we can have the debate on which night is more likely, the tougher night, which one has more hitters, which one has more guys that have the potential to win the race on Saturday. And that should be a fun discussion down in the comment section below. So let's take a look at the Wednesday night portion of the Knoxville Nationals in 2024. 54 entries are in for Wednesday and 54 for Thursday. And so we'll kick things off with high limit racing. So according to the tweet that Knoxville put out earlier on today, putting out the, posting the nights, whoever made that tweet, I think was a little bit off. They said that they had 8 high limit guys on Wednesday, 8 high limit guys on Thursday. And by my count, that is not correct. They've got 7 high limit guys going on Wednesday. You've got Jacob Allen, you've got Casey Kane, Parker Price Miller, Justin Peck, Corey Day, Brent Marks, and Zeb Wise. Those are the 7 guys from high limit racing that are going to be there on Wednesday. So Jacob Allen, we know that he got a prelim night win at the Nationals a few years ago with his teammate Logan Schuchart. Wednesday and Thursday went to the Shark Racing cars. And so Jacob Allen, obviously a guy to watch for potentially at Knoxville. Justin Peck has been extremely fast here recently in sprint car racing. He was very, very good at the Kings Royal, finished 3rd in the Kings Royal feature, and was good the entire week there at Eldora Speedway. Corey Day, he got a win against the Outlaws in that 60-car field earlier this year. Brent Marks, we know how good he is on the big racetracks, and he's looking for a bounce-back week after having a pretty tough stretch here in that number 19 car. Parker Price Miller, he was second one of those nights against the Outlaws in the 60-car field earlier this year as well. And so high limit racing definitely has some tough contenders to face on Wednesday night. But in my opinion, the Outlaws definitely have the advantage here when it comes to guys that can win that prelim night. Starting things off with David Gravel. Gravel, you could see right there, has an asterisk next to his name, indicating that he is a former Knoxville Nationals champion. Gravel has been the hottest, the best, the number 1 driver in sprint car racing over the last month. He has been absolutely, honestly, just insane what he's been able to put together right now. And they are coming in on some really, really strong momentum. Obviously, they have 2 more races this weekend at I-55. We'll see if he can keep that momentum going. Brock Zierfoss, a former Nationals feature starter, is in that list as well. And then the 11-time Nationals winner, Donnie Schatz. So Schatz and Gravel, those 2 guys right there are more than likely going to be in the top 5, maybe even the top 3 on the Wednesday prelim. But with the Nationals format, you never know what can happen. We'll talk about the format in a different video someday. Later on this week. But Gravel and Schatz, obviously very tough. Sheldon Haudenschild, he has made the feature several times in the past, but has never really had a fantastic finish in the finale, as far as I can remember. There might have been one where he was on the podium, but I can't remember because I interviewed him for it. I can't remember if that was a podium at the Saturday night portion or if that was a podium on a prelim night. But Sheldon, obviously, very good driver. We've seen him do great things at Knoxville. Craig Kinzer, former Nationals champion, but don't expect to see him, battling for a win or anything like that on Wednesday night. And Buddy Kofoid, who is, I believe he's a former Nationals Rookie of the Year. So Buddy Kofoid will be definitely one to watch for in this one. Could play spoiler potentially with the guys we've mentioned so far. Now, the rookie drivers, they did not split the rookies up very evenly. There's 4 on Wednesday and 7 on Thursday. Casey Jedrzak in the Ed Newmeister Racing 11N is one of them. Jacob Hughes is one of them as well. Joel Myers Jr. in the 19H just picked up the IRA sprint car win earlier this year. And Jace Park in the Johnny Herrera Racing number 45X. Now, let's move on to the red part here. And the numbers in parentheses, that's just how many drivers are in that particular section. The 2023 feature starters that we have on the board here, Chase Randall in the 2KS. Scott Boguski in the Liebig Motorsports number 10. Anthony Macri, he did it last year in the Clausen Marshall Racing 7 BC, filling in for Tyler Courtney, but obviously he'll be back in his family-owned 39M car. And then Kerry Madsen in the Vermeer Motorsports 55. Those are 4 drivers on the Wednesday night portion that are feature starters in last year's Knoxville Nationals. Now, there could be drivers that, could be in different sections. They could be in multiple sections, but I put them into the section that I think is the most important one, the one that shows that, their best attribute, I guess you could say. So now let's come over here to the former feature starters, guys that have made the Knoxville Nationals in the past. It might be a long time since they last did it. It could have been 2022, but we want to mention them as well here. Don Drow Jr. is one of them. Brandon Wimmer is one of them. Brian Paulus, Danny Dietrich as well. Tim Schaefer is into the event now, kind of a late entry. He is also a former Knoxville Nationals champion. Sam Hafer-Teague Jr., Linton Jeffrey, and Matt Jewell. So guys like Jeffrey and Jewell, they could be in this next section, which is the Knoxville Raceway point standings, the top 16 guys in points. For some reason in the tweet, they wanted to put that in there, that they split up the top 16 in Knoxville points. I'm not sure why, but they did. And so I'm going to put it on the board as well. So the guys that are top 16 in points that we have not listed in any of these other sections yet: Carson McCarl, Chris Martin, Sawyer Phillips, Garrett Williamson, and Dustin Selvage. So for some of these guys, like Garrett Williamson, he's top 16 in Knoxville points, but he's not a full-time driver at that racetrack. So that's just kind of a weird faction to be a part of, but the Knoxville guys tweeted that out, so I might as well put it on the board as well. So 5 of the top 16 in Knoxville points going on Wednesday. Obviously, guys like Linton Jeffrey, Matt Jewell, they're also in that category, but I'd rather put them down here to show that they are a former feature starter. Now, I also have this section here of drivers that have won a 410 race, at least one, in 2024. There are 8 of them that are entered in on the Wednesday portion. Blake Hahn, Skylar G, Caleb Henry. So 2 of those guys winning a lot of races in the state of Ohio this year. Blake Hahn got an ASCS Elite Outlaw Series win. Tanner Holmes and Cole Macedo, winners several times, or at least Cole Macedo winning several times with the King of the West NARC Series out on the West Coast. Tanner Holmes also in that boat as well. Cale Thomas joining Skylar G and Caleb Henry as guys coming from that Ohio contingent that have won races this year. Scotty Field, 3-time winner this year with the IRA sprint cars, and then John Carney II has a ASCS Elite Outlaw 410 win as well, to his credit, in 2024. And then down here we have drivers that really don't fit into any of these other categories. They're not a rookie. They didn't make the feature last year. They don't run for high limit. They haven't won a 410 race this year. Jamie Ball is in this list. He is the 360 points leader at Knoxville right now. Kevin Ingle, Gage Polkerbeck, Jack Dover, who is one of the new entries that came out today. Jack Potter, also Cole Meintzer, AJ Moeller, Riley Goodnow, Jenny Light, Lance Moss, Christopher Trom, and McKenna Hassey. So 12 of those drivers right there. So you add up all of these numbers and you get to 54 down here. So Wednesday night, coming up 1 week from tomorrow, the 410 Knoxville Nationals will kick off. It is the biggest week in sprint car racing. Over 1 million. I'm trying to remember the exact number. I said 1.1 million. It might be more than that, but $1.1 million in purse and bonus money and all the stuff that goes into it. That is going to be a fun video to do here on the channel. We're going to put it on the whiteboard and talk about the purse and all the good things that happen over at Knoxville Raceway throughout the week. It is the best week in sprint car racing. They have everything you could ever want there. Events going on throughout the day. Obviously the racing, the after party, which is my favorite part of the Knoxville Nationals. But yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to do this again tomorrow for the Thursday night prelim. And then we could talk about which night is a little bit tougher, which one is, has the more talent, which one has the best drivers that have a chance to win the entire thing. We'll talk about that later, but thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below. Please let me know your thoughts. I always want to hear what you guys are thinking about these videos. Hit subscribe, hit the like button, and we'll talk to you again here tomorrow on the channel. Talk to you again soon. Thanks.